Hey guys, Romulus here. Today I thought I'd give you guys a little update onto my channel and what I'm planning to do in the future, and also give you guys some bonus content. First thing to bring up, I don't know if you guys noticed this or not, but my field of view is a bit wider. You can even see my Soldier Boy wall flag now. That's because my old camera broke. I don't know if you noticed this during the last video, during that Worst of 2012 video, but for the entire end, I didn't show my camera because I broke it. So yeah, in future videos, you're going to see me in a whole new frame of view. Isn't that great? Now for the more tragic news. After that last video uploaded, I started getting really swamped with college stuff, and I still am. So new uploads for the next couple months are going to be pretty far and few between. I've got to plan to do that best of 2012 video sometime within a month. But after that, the only real content you're going to get for the rest of the year is going to be the best and worst videos for 2021, my yearly year-end wrap-up. That may be a bit depressing, but I do have some good news for you guys. I started a podcast. One of my friends and I started a new podcast called Rolling Like a Stone, which we talk about each song from the new 500 Greatest Songs of All Time list from Rolling Stones, and kind of go over what makes them so unique and worthy to be placed on that list. It's going to be on Spotify, but this first episode will be in this video, starting right now. Insert podcast intro here. Hello guys, welcome to Rolling Like a Stone, the first episode. Woo! Get a little clap in. Yeah, so I am one of your hosts, Mike, and with me,
I'm Anastasia.
and today, before we get into the actual song, let's talk a little bit about why we're doing this, the raison d'etre, if you will, if I just butchered French. So, a couple weeks ago, Rolling Stone magazine released a new list of the 500 best songs of all time, which is updated from their 2004 edition.
God, it's been a while.
Yeah, a whole, what is that? Geez, 17 years since the last one. They really took their time.
Wow, you can do maths.
Yeah, so this list is pretty concise. You know, it's got a lot of the classics that you'd expect, some newer songs, some songs from the 30s even.
I know, right? Like, gotta be rapping for our great grandparents.
So, our goal for this podcast is to break down and discuss all 500 songs.
What are we doing?
Uh, Not just the songs, though. We're also going to discuss the people who make them, the trends behind them, and in general, just what makes them so important to be placed on this concise list.
It'd be very funny if we get to a song and we both hate it. That would be really funny.
Oh yeah. A lot of these songs in general we're both going to agree that they're really good, but you never
There,
know.
there are going to be there are going to be some which we are going to be like, how did this make it on here?
But either way, whether we like them or not, all of these songs, in some regard, are important to either some musical trend, the internet, or just the general culture of not just America, but really the world. There's a lot of songs from Britain, the US, there's even some Latin American songs. So we got a really diverse range to talk about.
I know, right? Like, we got an American and we got a Brit right here.
We're repping for
Rapping.
the English language world. And you know, with
Yeah,
all
I
this
thought I'm glad you said language though, because I was about to say I'm no fucking English.
So, with all that out of the way, what better place to start this discussion than the first song on the list, number 500, right at the bottom, Stronger by Kanye West.
You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with kicking off with Kanye.
Anna, do you know who Kanye is? Do you know anything about Kanye?
I do know Kanye.
He's a bit underground. People
I know,
may
right? Like,
know him. So, just a bit about his history, you know, his upbringing, because I was doing some research. His upbringing's honestly way more fascinating than you'd think. Like, the dude is a bit batshit insane. so he's got a lot of stories, but his childhood really is something special. So, just to start off, he was born on June 8th, 1977. A lot of people think Chicago, but actually he was born in Atlanta and then moved to Chicago at the age of 3. Mm-hmm. He talks a lot about his mom, Donda, but a lot of people don't know about his dad. And he was a Black Panther, which I was honestly shocked to know that.
Damn. Based.
Do you know what a Black Panther is?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do know. Black Panther. And they are honestly incredibly based.
Slowly getting in that propaganda for the podcast. So some other fun facts about his life. When he was 10, him and his mom moved to Nanjing. I just butchered that. Nanjing. And they moved to China. His mom was teaching at a university. So Kanye West did learn some Mandarin his time, but apparently I found out he's forgotten pretty much all of it. It's a bummer. We could get the Chinese album out.
It's how he's gonna break through into the
get some Asian crossover into China.
Get some of that CCP money.
The final thing from his childhood, I just wanted to point out, this was a fun tidbit. Apparently, when he was 13, he made a song called The Green Eggs and Ham Rap. Now, I'm pretty sure that's long gone since that was made in, like, the 90s. But if anyone out there has that demo of The Green Eggs and Ham Rap by 13-year-old Kanye West, I would love it.
And the question is, did Sam I Am like it?
Sam I Am. So, that's his childhood. But more importantly, as an artist, as many people know, he got his big breakthrough working for Rockefeller Records with a lot of good people like Jay-Z, all the New York East Coast rap. And he got a lot of good producing opportunities there. He made some of Jay-Z's best songs, some of his biggest albums. And then eventually, he got his own opportunity to rap. And that leads us to The College Dropout. His first debut album sold like gangbusters. But that's not the album we need to talk about today.
Yeah, we're not talking about that one.
Yeah, we're talking about his third album, Graduation, released in September 11th, 2007.
I generally love the album cover for Graduation. It is...
So I like the album cover too. It's really nice. I'm going to be honest. Out of all of the Kanye albums, and I've listened to all of them, huge Kanye guy, but it's probably his most forgettable album to me.
I've only listened to one Kanye album, that being My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. However, I have heard quite a few of the singles in other albums, so I've heard songs from 808, I've heard songs from a couple songs from Yeezus. I've heard some from The College Dropout. Late registration. I've heard obviously songs from Graduation. I've heard, and obviously this song as well.
Yeah, I'm not saying this is bad. This is a pretty good album, but it's just his most forgettable because when it comes to any Kanye album, I can think of something that immediately comes to mind. You know, College Dropout's like his debut, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasies, it's really the first album that's like just fully entrenched into Kanye's life and where the artist transcends the music.
Yeah,
even with his new albums like Donda. Jesus, I can't even remember the last one. Jesus is King.
Jesus is King.
Yeah, with those, they're not even good, but like they're at least like something interesting. Like there's something you can think of. It's Christian rap.
If only Lift Yourself had made an album.
Or Nah 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 before it was unfortunately purged from the internet. So, despite it being the most forgettable to me, it did sell like gangbusters. And I don't know if you guys know this, but back in 2007, there was a pretty huge rivalry between 50 Cent and Kanye.
Oh my god, I wonder who fucking won that in the long run.
Both of them released albums on the same day. And, you know, a lot of people thought Kanye, that was a pretty dumb decision for him. Wasn't the first time he tried releasing an album on the same day as one of the biggest artists in the world. Donda. But yeah, apparently it was a good decision because he sold almost 1 million sales in the first week for this album. So despite me having some pushback, Kanye apparently was right and he won out in the end.
Even if I'm not the biggest Kanye fan, I can admit I do not. I am not a fan of 50 Cent. Really,
Yeah. Yeah.
like I don't like as like I've heard like In the Club and like Kanye so I'm like no 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 no. Just
Yeah.
like it's like some of those songs that set off like your fight or flight response when you're like where like you want to just take whatever is wherever the sound's coming from, like a Bluetooth speaker or something, and just metaphorically chuck it in the pool. You know what I mean?
agree. There are some pretty bad
Mm.
50 Cent songs. I've talked about them a bit on my YouTube channel. I did a worst list for the year 2003. He had a lot of
Ah,
hits that year. Not a lot of
nice,
them were good.
nice plug.
Yes, nice plug. But there is one song on the album, Graduation, that was a pretty big hit. The song Stronger, the one we are talking about today.
Actually, got to number one over here.
It did. Did it? I don't remember. Did it go to number one on the US? I think it did.
I think it did. Let me
I'm
double
pretty
check.
sure it did. Yeah,
It did. It did.
it's the only real hit off the album, I believe. There are some interesting songs on that album. Chris Martin of Coldplay was on
Homecoming.
that
That was
album.
Homecoming was a hit over here as well.
Yeah, I don't remember it. I don't think it was a hit in the US. I don't know why
I
he
don't.
does
I
better in
don't.
the UK for
I
that
don't
album.
even think. I don't even think it was released this single in the US. Let me check that actually.
Yeah.
Oh, it was. It just didn't really do much. It got to it got to 69 in the US and it got to number 9.
Nice.
Actually scraped onto the year-end here, but I remember the single I like most on the album is definitely "Flashing Lights."
Mm-hmm.
That's
Have you heard
so
the Chris Martin song? Because that's the one that
Home,
interests me.
Homecoming. Yes,
I don't think
have.
I don't think it's that good. You know, Chris Martin and Kanye, they kind of sound like they're on two separate songs.
I mean, I think it's okay, but
Yeah.
again, it's not. Again, it's not "Flashing Lights."
Mm-hmm. But is it stronger? No, no.
I think "Stronger" is something. I think "Stronger" stands completely on its own.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't feel like it belongs. It feels like something which feels so like in its own element. That sounds like it shouldn't even be on an album.
Mm-hmm.
Like it feels like it doesn't belong on a particular album. It just
Mhm.
feels like something just comes out and it's just massive and like just
Yeah, it kind of
stays on.
transcends the album, if anything.
Yeah.
It kind of catapulted that album. Like, how many of those 1 million sales were just people, like, really wanting Stronger?
Like you think like obviously I think the main thing about Stronger is it samples Daft Punk, right? Samples whatever if that's Stronger, which just gonna be honest, one of the lesser cuts off of Discovery.
Ooh, I'm going to push back on that. I think Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger is one of Daft Punk's best songs. It is amazing. I'll just say, I've seen a lot of TikToks about it actually, where people have those like I don't know what they're called, those little sample machines.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've seen TikToks with it and like
Yeah, those little sample machines where you press the button. I don't know what they're called, but it makes a noise, and people just loop through that. I think it's one of those perfect little like songs. It doesn't really have any. It kind of just like slowly builds up, and there's no real like explosion.
no, it's like
it just ends on like a little. Yeah. By the time you're done, you just feel so. I don't know what the word like released. Like, it's just like a nice experience that you don't have to think about a lot. And that's what a lot of Daft Punk songs to me are. Like, if we're going to the Daft Punk discussion, Daft Punk just kind of is this little, like, perfect act. You don't have to think too much, you just enjoy the music.
Okay, I think getting back to Stronger, the actual song,
Yes.
let's talk about how it kind of starts. So it kind of starts with a bit. That kind of catchy. That's the first thing you hear when you get into it. Then you hear Kanye coming in with us. There's like a bass coming in, and you're like, "What is this? This is weird." And then that's how long I've been on you. Then like it fucking drops, and it's like, "Oh, this is what we're doing." Then it gets into the verse, and you're like, "Okay."
Yeah, Kanye is well known as one of the greatest samplers, and the reason like he got to be a rapper and like get release stuff with Rockefeller was because he made really good beats. So I do like understand like why Kanye is so good when it comes to that. Like, yeah, Kanye is just really good at like pulling anything and turning it into a good beat.
I think the Kanye beat that I think this did come out before his first album. Was when he produced for Alicia Keys. You Don't Know My Name.
Yeah, was that? I don't remember what
That
song
was
that
that
was.
was on her 2003 album.
Yeah, I didn't know he
Diary of the-
produced for Alicia Keys.
Yeah,
To be
that I
honest.
think that actually came out. That came out just after Through the Wire came out.
Hmm. So like right about
So
the same time, you know, when
yeah.
both of them were kind of actually no, Alicia Keys blew up in like 2001. So
Well, no, that song came out. I know. I mean, like that particular song came out
oh,
in '03.
geez, I'm getting my whole timeline confused.
But yeah, I think with Stronger, I think there's something about the vibe of that song where it just seems like it makes you feel like the protagonist in a fucking
Hmm.
action movie.
Oh yeah, no, this totally like we were talking about how it kind of transcends the album. Honestly, I was thinking it could have been a really good like tie-in because like I've seen it in commercials before
Oh,
and it
like
pops up.
imagine if that was on like because it was '07. Imagine if that had been on the Transformers soundtrack.
Why we don't need more really
No,
good
but it
songs.
sounds like it would have fucking suited.
We don't need listen, Anna. We don't need more good songs on shitty Transformers movies. Like maybe if you want to give Linkin Park some space, but we don't need more good talent going into the Transformers movies.
Now, I think looking at the verses, I think can we talk about some of the lyrical masterpieces?
Oh yes.
Let's go through the first verse
So
first.
Kanye, yes, Kanye, he's pretty known. A lot of people in the Kanye community will say that he's a producer first, a figure second, and then a lyricist third. Kanye's lyricism's kind of been a mixed
I
bag
mean,
throughout his career.
when it comes to me and my looks of lyrics, like literally, like I am both a Swiftie and a Fall Out Boy fan, so I cannot say shit about lyrics.
Yeah.
Like the one on the one hand is very poetic and very descriptive, and then this fucking Fall Out Boy lyrics, which are just some fucking random bullshit
Yeah,
that
it's
Pete
like
Wentz
they
just
just
pulled out of his fucking asshole that morning.
it's like you ask someone who like only spoke Romanian to like write you an English song and then they just Google translated everything. It's foreign.
I think if we get to the opening line verse, let's get lost tonight. You could be my black Katie Moss tonight. I think that.
Well,
I mean,
that isn't the first time he's pulled a line like that. I think
why would you? What about?
was it Slow Jams? I think it's some song from the College Dropout where he said, and I'm paraphrasing this here pretty bad.
Hold on. I'm just looking at the Genius notation. It says the line is a reference to model Kate Moss, who appeared in blackface on the cover. What? I'm just finding this out right. Oh no. Oh no no no.
Oh
I
god.
also really like the line awesome to Christian and Christian Dior. Damn, they don't make him like this anymore. What?
Kanye, what a guy. Are there any other lyrics you want to talk about? Any
Oh yes.
yes,
The
the
second verse.
cream de crop.
The cream of the crop, in my opinion. The best line ever. First of all, heard they do anything for a Klondike. Now, I should probably just say that I know what a Klondike is. It's like, but in the UK, what we call it is a chocolate ice, right? So basically, it's something really cheap, right? You know, it's really
Yeah,
good.
Klondike
And
bars.
then he says a line which I can only describe as, well, he'd do anything for a blonde-haired woman living in his life, and that just shows that he would do anything for them. That shows how amazing of an ally he is. Like,
Mhm.
and not only that, his lesbian friends are so nice. They actually gave him a D slur pass.
Mhm. Yeah,
Just for that one,
Kanye West,
just for that one song.
open ally of the LGBT plus community.
I know, it's beautiful.
Honestly, say you're a lesbian girl. Me too.
Well, unironically though, remember that whole Kanye interview where he talked about homophobia in hip hop back in like '04, '05?
I did not know.
Did you not know that?
No. Tell me about this. Tell me about this.
Well, he basically gave an interview to MTV, basically talking about like, oh, like so many people in hip hop are homophobic, and he was saying like, if things are like whack, they say, oh, that's if like instead of saying that's whack, they say, yo, that's gay. And Kanye was like, stop it, like you don't
Damn.
like, why are you hating?
That's all.
We just got over that shit, and then you're hating on more people, like, bruh.
Yeah, that's really surprising, honestly.
And then I think '05 then he said like George Bush doesn't care about black
Yeah,
people, and
yeah,
then
the
like
duality of Kanye
and
says
then
something
cut
truly
10 then
poetic.
then cut to like a few years ago, and then you see him live on TMZ with fucking Candace Owens saying like
Ugh, the duality of Kanye. On one hand, sometimes he'll say something that's really genius and thought provoking, and then he'll just say George
Jay-Z,
Bush doesn't
why
care
don't
about
you
black
call
people.
me?
I guess George Bush doesn't care about black people is also really insightful and thought
I,
provoking.
I I mean, I think the funniest thing about that is Mike Myers' face.
Yeah.
He just looks like, oh shit.
Poor Mike Myers.
He's like, for God's sake, why didn't they just greenlight a Cat in the Hat sequel? For God's sake.
So I've been dancing around this question. We talked about it a bit in the preamble about how most of these songs are going to be really good. Do you
Yeah.
think the song's good?
I think the song is good, yeah.
I was kind of on the fence before, but you know, thinking about it, my main reason that I was kind of on the fence and wasn't sure if I liked Stronger was because I just like Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger more. But that's not a good reason to hate a song. Like,
Actually, I get that because I sometimes have spiteful reasons for hating songs. Like, for example, like I think this is a very specific one. You know, It Ends Tonight by the All American Rejects.
mm-hmm.
So I think it's an okay song, right?
Yeah.
However, I say I don't like it, and I think it's terrible because it's not simply because of the fact it is not "I Don't Love You" by My Chemical Romance.
Does that sample it? Or are they just
No,
singing?
they're just very similar
Yeah,
subject
yeah,
matters and
I
stuff,
see.
and they're both like emo bands doing
Yeah,
ballads.
All American Rejects, my favorite emo band. Are they
And
emo?
I don't love you is infinitely better than It Ends Tonight, and it should have been a bigger hit. So
Mm-hmm.
I basically hate It Ends Tonight out of pure
Mm-hmm.
spite, and it's great. I love it.
Yeah,
I love doing it. It's really funny.
yeah. I think I'll say Stronger's good. It's not one of my favorite Kanye songs. There's a lot of better Kanye songs.
I
One
think
that's actually on this Rolling Stones 500 greatest songs list.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think what's stronger for me, it's just something about the vibe. It definitely makes you feel like the main
Yeah, it is
character.
a
And
pump up anthem. A lot of Kanye songs are really good, like workout songs. Like I've got a couple of Kanye songs on my like
oh,
running
black
playlist. Like I've got
black
Power.
black
I've got
black black skinhead's got to be on there.
yeah, Black Skinhead. A lot of Yeezus really is just good like workout music. I've got Power.
Oh,
I've got
well,
that song he did
trying
with
to think.
Jay-Z, the one about the people in France, Paris. Yeah,
That
that one.
one,
That one.
gamers.
Yeah, Gamers in Paris. Yes.
I don't know why would Monster kind of count as a pump up jam.
Honestly, kind of. That Nicki verse goes pretty hard.
I love it. I love one of my favorite parts of that verse is that people like when she gives like a little there's like a little reference to MIA, then 2 years later collabs with her on Give Me Your Lovin'. And then I think, oh actually no, I remember when Nicki made those comments and I then tweeted out the link to that video saying Madonna with her anti-vax queens.
Is Madonna an
'Cause-
anti-vaxxer?
No, because because the song "Give Me Your Lovin'" she done with, and she had MIA and Nicki Minaj
Oh
on it.
yeah.
I was like,
So just to round this off, I have one final question just to
yes,
center this. So there's a lot of songs. I believe Spotify has like tens of millions of songs just
yes,
on there. But Rolling Stones only chose 500 songs,
I know,
including
right?
Stronger. Would you put Stronger as one of the 500 greatest songs of all time? Like, do you understand why Rolling Stones would choose it, and do you like respect the decision?
Okay, I'm looking at how many Kanye songs.
There's two.
There are only two, right?
Yes.
I'm not gonna mention the other one.
Yeah, because we'll talk about that eventually.
Would I, if there was only two spots for Kanye, right?
Yeah.
And there was only space for one other Kanye song, would I put Stronger on there in place of another song? Personally, no.
Yeah.
I would personally replace it with a different Kanye song. I don't know what.
Yeah, if
Because
you
there were
could
so many
replace
others
it, if
they
you
could
could pick
be,
any
but-
song. Like, honestly, I would pick a song to replace it that fits the same thing. I wouldn't pick a Kanye song. I'd pick Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger. Honestly, why not just throw that one on there?
Are there any Daft Punk songs on it?
There
There's-
is Get
okay.
Lucky. I know Get
Yeah,
Lucky's on.
that's on it. But
I
personally,
think, I don't know,
I
Around
prefer.
the World or One More Time might be. It might
One
just be
more
Get
time.
Lucky.
One more time for me is something special.
Yeah. When it comes to Kanye songs, in that general like vibe, honestly, I don't know why they didn't pick Gold Digger. It's like his biggest song. I know. Honestly, I understand why they chose Stronger because of the Daft Punk sample, and it highlights Kanye's genius at turning anything into a really good beat. But why not pick
Hmm.
the song that just samples Jamie Foxx and turns his voice into a beat?
No, it's sample. No, instead of sampling Ray Charles, sample Jamie Foxx pretending to be Ray Charles.
Ray Charles. What a guy. All right, I think that is a perfect place to end the podcast. If you
Oh,
like
one more.
this,
One more
do you
thing.
have one
Actually,
more
one more
thing?
thing.
Ooh,
Yes, one more thing.
yes.
Um, I, I'm very excited for the next. I don't know whether it's next. I don't know when exactly we'll get to it, but I know it's very close. I know you told me at 485,
Oh
Boss
yeah.
Bitch by Doja Cat is on this list,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
I am so excited for that.
I can confirm.
So,
If you look at go to the Rolling Stones website, it's not hard to find the list. You can just like Google 500 greatest songs and check the 2021 version. 485. If you will see that Boss Bitch by Doja Cat is indeed on that slot, and no other song is there.
I know, right? I cannot. I literally, I've like written like an entire Google Doc of stuff about it. I'm so excited to actually talk about it. It's gonna be so great.
Just like New Truck by Florida Georgia Line is also on that list. We'll get to it. It
Oh my
definitely is on
God,
that list.
yes.
One of a kind.
We love New Track.
Speaking of New Truck, if you like this podcast, please feel free to share it with your friends, your family, your girlfriend, even get your dog to listen to it.
Yes, get the dog.
Yes, get the dog. I always love dogs.
Wait, what about the cat?
Yeah, cats as well. Cats as well. I'm entering my wine cat mom phase.
Yeah,
My
get Jason.
reputation era.
Get Jason Derulo to listen to.
If you want to hear me talk about music, such as Jason Derulo and many other pop hits, you can check out my YouTube channel, Romulus. That's Romulus with a zero, so R0, and then the rest. I don't know how to spell Romulus off the top of my head. Just go to that channel.
R0
MULUS. You can type that in. You'll find my channel. Please feel free to subscribe if you enjoy.
If you start watching a video and it opens up with a
Yes, Hawk Bells Kid.
yeah, you've got the right one.
The best the best copyright free intro. Do you have any plugs, Anna, that you want to do?
I'm just gonna plug my Twitter. At Misguided Ghosty on Twitter. It's MSGD _ capital G on Ghosty. I can't really pronounce that right. I don't know if I've done that right. Hopefully you've got that.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. And next time we'll be talking about another song from the Rolling Stones Hot One, not the Hot 100 Gs, the 500 greatest songs of all.
Billboard Twitter has broken you.
Billboard Twitter has broken my mind. And with that,
Same.
we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.